Good morning, everyone. Ho! Welcome to the Westport Mini Maker Faire 2013, year number 2. Good to see everybody here. Sorry we couldn't get better weather for you today. I think the orders somewhere got lost, but glad to see everybody here. I wanted to have a number of introductions and things like that, so hopefully you'll have it. We'll try and keep this short. I know you've got a whole tent and an entire library and a whole yard full of things to see, but wanted to just do a number of thank yous. And I want to start, by the way, I'm Mark Mathias. I'm one of the co-chairs here of the Westport Mini Maker Faire, and my first introduction is to my co-chair, Bill Derry, who works here at the library. And I don't know where in his job description it says Westport Mini Maker Faire co-chair, but it should probably be top on his list because he does so many amazing things. And I personally am very thankful to have him here as my co-chair and for putting it on. And so with that, I'm going to introduce Bill Derry.
Thank you. What a day. We're so excited to have everyone here after all the preparation. I want to thank the Maker Faire Committee for all of the hard work they've done this year to put this together. And the library for all the work on the Maker Faire Committee. And today, I was at a 3D printer conference last week, and one of the things that struck me was the 3D printer vice president of a 3D printing company said, "The future is here, it just has to be delivered." And I realized it was true, that a Maker Faire really is like delivering the future. So all of our makers, I want to thank you for being here today because you are who make this happen and make it real. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce our director, who actually is the main supporter and the person who initiated the makerspace in the library, our director, Maxine Blywise.
Thank you. Last year when Mark Mathias came to us and said, we'd like to use the green and we'd like to use one room in the library for a Maker Faire, we said no. You're going to use the entire library, and we're going to be your partners with it because public libraries are the places where people learn. And you have so much to teach us, all of you who are makers now. That entrepreneurial spirit that needs to come back into Connecticut, into the state, into the whole country is emblematic of what's happening right here today. Over the past year, since we've had 3D printers in our space, we've had inventors print out prototypes in the library. And because it's in the library, our staff has been able to help them to bring their products to market and find funding and all the things that go beyond just making something. It's unbelievably exciting. My big thank you are to all the young people who have not graduated from school yet, who have helped us, because they've helped us see how we need to think differently. And that's probably the most exciting thing that all of us who are out of school need to keep learning. So don't forget to go inside that building. Tons is happening. And if you look up, you might think you're in the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. There are 2 incredible airplanes that are suspended from the ceilings that were made all year round as a result of this fair last year. So enjoy the entire day. Thank you for coming.
I have a few thank yous to give people and a few people to recognize. First of all, I want to thank our sponsors. And for those of you that have shirts, look on the back. There are actually a couple sponsors on the list that didn't make it in time for that, but let me go through the list of sponsors that we have. Remarkable Steam, the Westport Library, Cohen & Wolf, Westport Sunrise Rotary, Ace Crossroads Hardware, Low Calendar, Westport Rotary, Fairfield County Bank, Safe Ride, Sikorsky, Fertigman and Billings, Bircham, Moses and Devlin, the Green Village Initiative, Westport Downtown Merchants Association, the Connecticut Technology Council, Terex Corporation, Shapeways, Fairfield County Community Foundation, Main Street Resources, Au Pair in America, Home Depot, Westport, Weston and Wilton, Moffley Media, Westport Now, and Make Magazine. I want to let you guys know, first, give them a hand. That is twice the number of sponsors we had last year. So thank you all very much for all of your support, all of your sponsorship. Bill mentioned the organizing committee. This doesn't happen easily, as anyone who's on the committee knows. I believe our current committee size is probably approaching 70 people. For those of you that are on the committee, that are getting our emails on a regular basis, maybe sometimes too frequently, please raise your hand so that you can be recognized. So all of you that are here, please thank those that are on the committee. There's a lot of work. I want to thank the makers, all the people that are in the tent, outside, inside. I don't know the exact number. I think we have, in terms of people, we've probably almost doubled the number of actual people that are here. I think the actual number of spaces increased by about 15 or 20 over last year. But we continue to just really raise the bar. This continues to grow and to truly be the showcase here in Connecticut. And I also want to thank everyone who's here today. I think last year we planned for an event. Bill and I in the library decided we were going to start small. We anticipated 800 people would show up. For those of you that don't know, close to 2,200 showed up last year. This year we're expecting anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 people. So we continue to grow, we continue to do good things. And again, this is really just the showcase, the annual showcase. What really is important is what happens after the fact. What happens, for example, the library and all that they've done with their makerspace and 3D printing, and the Bridge Academy in Bridgeport, we've been doing some work with them. All sorts of organizations continue to benefit from this. So this is the showcase. Please continue the energy. We actually have a number of politicians up here on the stage, elected officials. Let me call them dignitaries. How's that? Is that better?
We got to work with you on this.
Yeah. Well, I am one of you, so. But I want to just mention them, and some of them I know wanted to have a few words for us. The people we have here on the stage are Representative Jonathan Steinberg, Senator Tony Boucher. Oh, she's not here? I knew she was going. I thought she was here. Congressman Jim Himes. Representative Gail LaVielle. And Senator John McKinney. Did I get everybody? I think I did. And First Selectman Gordon Joseph. I'm sorry, he's on the list, I just didn't say it. Actually, before we do that, before we actually have them speak, I actually missed one item on the agenda. We have Andy Bankser from the Awesome Foundation, Connecticut, who wants to say a few words. Are you going to tell him about the contest? Come on up here, Andy.
Thanks, Mark. The Awesome Foundation is a small group of people who have pooled their funds so that we can give $1,000 each month to someone in the state who's doing something. Okay, I gotta get a little louder. We give $1,000 each month to someone in the state who's proposing a really awesome project. We believe the people that make things, who organize things, who take the initiative to do, are the citizen problem solvers, and can be citizen problem solvers with perhaps the kind of recognition they get in an event like this and a little bit of funding. And so we're pleased today to offer a $1,000 Awesome Challenge prize to the exhibitor who exemplifies our shared principles of innovation, experimentation, craftsmanship, and above all, awesomeness. So we'll be awarding that prize at about noon, and I just wanted to quickly thank and recognize the 5 judges today. Michael Miller, Chief Information Officer at Ziff Brothers Investments and former Editor-in-Chief of PC Magazine. Ben Gorbati, inventor, tinkerer, President of North American Combine, without whom we would not have glow-in-the-dark Band-Aids. Matt Walton, who's a Staples High School student, who's been instrumental in teen programs at the library, including the upcoming Westport Comic-Con on May 18th, I believe. He'll correct me if that's wrong. And awesome trustees, Stephen Goldstein and Stefan Yost. So thank you very much. See you at noon. Thank you.
All right, so back to our dignitaries. I will start with Gordon, and then we'll go down to anyone of you that wants to say anything. Please step forward. Gordon Joseph.
I'm going to do Mr. Donahue with the microphone here. It's a little bit easier. Thank you very much, Mark, and I'm delighted to be here. You know, I think 100 years from now, people will look back at the year 2013 and perhaps April 27th, 2013 in the town of Westport as being somewhat quaint. a mini maker fair, 3D printing. Imagine what the years from now will bring. And it's because of the foresight, the technology, and particularly the young people today. I just came from the Saugatuck Railroad Station. Guess what? We had the first Westport electric vehicle car rally set off today. Electric vehicle cars. Imagine 100 years from now, people thinking back, electric vehicle cars, 3D printers. How quaint. But you're more than quaint, you're awesome. And in view of that, I'd like to read a proclamation from the town of Westport. Whereas the Westport Mini Maker Faire, a family-friendly event, is the first official maker fair in the state of Connecticut. And whereas the Westport Mini Maker Faire is an opportunity for people to learn, create, and share tomorrow's ideas and inventions. And whereas the Westport Public Library created the first makerspace in a library in the state of Connecticut. And whereas Westport Sunrise Rotary, CLASP, the Westport Mini Maker Faire, have provided the library the first 3D printer in Connecticut, allowing thousands of people to make and build things. And whereas today people of all ages and backgrounds inspire to create tomorrow's inventions by sharing and collaborating with others of similar interests, exploring new territories, and solving problems. I'll get through this very quickly. Now, therefore, I, Gordon F. Joselaw, first selectman of the town of Westport, do hereby proclaim Saturday, April 27, 2013, as Maker Day in the town of Westport, Connecticut, and invite all citizens to attend and participate in the Westport Mini Maker Faire, dated this 27th day of April 2013. Thank you very much, Mike.
I'll let you self-select if you want to step forward, you may. Jonathan Steinberg.
Thank you. I need my hands, so I'm going to do it this way. It may be Maker Day in the town of Westport, but Governor Daniel P. Malloy would also like to weigh in. Here is a proclamation from Governor Malloy. Whereas the state of Connecticut has a long history of invention and innovation, whereas inventions made in our state include the cotton gin, the modern sewing machine, the can opener, the portable typewriter, toothpaste in a collapsible tube, the frisbee, that's an important one, and the wiffle ball. And whereas innovators who came from our state include Charles Goodyear, the vulcanization process to make rubber, Edwin Land, the Polaroid instant camera, and Mary Keyes, the first woman to receive a U.S. patent. Whereas this trend of invention and innovation have continued into the 21st century with things like 3D printing, wireless communications, and robotics, and whereas the crafters, tinkerers, and makers of today may well be the inventors and innovators whose contributions we hail tomorrow, and whereas these makers have joined together to share common interests in science, technology, energy, and mathematics, STEM, which is very important here in this state, and the arts. And whereas this has led to the formation of the Westport Mini Maker Faire, a family-friendly event which allows people to share what they are learning and creating, now, therefore, I, Daniel P. Malloy, Governor of the state of Connecticut, do hereby proclaim that April 27, 2013 as Maker's Day in the state of Connecticut. I'll present this to you.
Gail Lavielle.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning. Just very quickly, Westport really is a pioneer in all things. And as people retreat farther and farther behind their computers, it's so important to have public spaces where people can do things like this. And Maxine is absolutely right. This is really an ideal alliance between people's creativity and the public library, and it's a pleasure to be here. People get scared when they see these, but they're really, really, really short. So this is from the entire General Assembly, and I think that Senator McKinney and Representative Steinberg ought to come up here, because this is from the whole delegation. And I will read, be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to the Westport Mini Maker Faire in recognition of its status as the first official Mini Maker Faire in the state of Connecticut, enabling thousands of people to make and build things they only dreamed of, encouraging lifelong learning, facilitating the creation of new products and jobs, and changing the way we all think about our world, our environment, and how we consume precious resources. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success.
Let me just quickly thank Mark and all of the people who've organized this event, all of the makers. The timing for me is interesting. I was just at the University of Connecticut yesterday, where they have 3D printers printing in titanium with lasers that the only ones in the Northeast, only one of 100 in Connecticut. We all know, so innovation is happening in Connecticut, and we are leading the way. We all know what invaluable resources our libraries are. But now, because of the great work of Maxine in Westport, the Westport Public Library is becoming an incubator space in and of itself and a source of innovation. And I think that's something that we should all be proud of. And I have no doubt that one day one of these mini makers is going to be developing something that the world is going to need. So that's going to be pretty exciting to watch. Thank you.
Congressman Himes.
Good morning, and thank you, Mark. A big thank you to Mark and the Westport Mini Market Fair and all of you supporters. The reason I'm so excited to be here today, we dignitaries, whether we serve in Washington or Hartford, Republicans, Democrats, Connecticut, whatever state, we spend a lot of time, not just in the last 4 years, but generally thinking about jobs and growth and how do we make sure our businesses grow and our people are educated and trained to take those jobs and start those businesses. And of course, there's a lot of answers to that question. We need great entrepreneurs. We need great venture capitalists. People need financing. But at the core, at the very center of what's going to make this country strong economically, off into the future for our kids and grandkids, is going to be because we make stuff in America. We make it here. And to do that, as I said, you need the financing, you need the employers, you need the entrepreneurs. But at the very core of what you need is that desire to go into the garage and put those two pieces of metal together, to detach those two wires, to just build something, to make something. The classic garage in Palo Alto, or frankly, the lab in Bridgeport where Gustav Whitehead built the first, this will come as news to some people there, built the first airplane and flew it. This whole Wright Brothers thing, North Carolina, look it up. Bridgeport, Connecticut. That instinct that caused Gustav Whitehead to go into his workshop and build a machine that would fly in the air is at the core of a great economy and a great country. So I'm just thrilled to be here to say thank you for all you do and to have a lot of fun looking at all of the incredible innovation that's going on here today. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Many thanks to all our dignitaries. We have one final thing before we actually call it up. We need to actually open the fair. Ben, come on up. Ben is one of the members of our Maker Faire organizing committee.
Happy Maker Faire, everybody. So let the Westport Mini Maker Faire of 13.
It's the future. He's already in the future.
Be open.
Yay!
Thank you all very much. Let's go make something. Well done.
Here wasn't that.
Nice job, Ben. That was great. Going to 14, it was genius.